All right, what's going on, beautiful people? It's the North Shore 9 Postgame Show, powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Tyler. With me is my guy, Doug. Dougie Fresh with you. Pirates dropped this one 4-2. Kind of a clunker. Doug, how we doing tonight?
I'm good. I'd first like to apologize for not being Neil.
The dreamy eyes ain't here tonight.
I just don't have it. And I'll tell you, today is my 60th birthday. Tyler.
Oh, happy birthday, Dougie Fresh.
Yes, baby. Most of it spent watching bad. Most of my birthdays have been watching bad Pirates baseball. However, like for example, Doc Ellis on LSD pitched a no-hitter on my birthday, and so that was
you were alive.
Probably the last good highlight. Yes, I was. I was alive. I was also on LSD. I was 8 years old when he did that. So yes. I was 8 years old, dropping acid. It was good.
You probably could have thrown a no-hitter that day as well.
It would explain, at least in my brain I did, right? Which probably would explain a lot of my takes. So good. Now the Pirates,
screw this game. It's your birthday.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing here?
What are you doing for your birthday? And I'm like, well, I'm going to go home and watch Pirates and do a podcast. They're like, God, who did you piss off? What? So.
Everybody make sure we blow up this chat with happy birthday to Doug, because we know we'd love nothing more than everybody to give him all the attention in the world. His eyes are extremely
Yeah, Hayden is outraged. He's outraged with good reason. I think Neil should be on every show.
Well, Hayden's here outraged. Yeah. Why are you working on your birthday?
Just because he'd rather have Neil working on my birthday.
Very true.
But the Pirates, to get back to the game, this is a post-game show. And, the Pirates, endemic of what they've done all year, they cannot, they can have second and third with nobody out, and they're not a threat to score. And their starting pitchers throw too many pitches. And the bullpen is not, even if the bullpen was equipped, that's putting a lot on there. But our bullpen is not equipped to be coming in the fifth inning and going, getting you through. Although they did okay today. Now you know why Kyle Nicholas is on the team.
Yeah, we'll get to all that. Before we do that, let me go ahead and tell you guys about BetOnline. BetOnline is your number one source for NBA and NHL playoffs this season. Every stat, every matchup, and even the live odds while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Don't forget to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, the game starts here. The game starts with Doug's birthday.
Yeah. My grandmother sent me $7 for my birthday, so I'm going to bet online.
You know what?
It's been a while since
use that 50% sign-up bonus.
Right.
You would have $10.50 to bet with.
Now we're up to $10.50. I can get some stuff done with $10.50.
Parlay that. We're in good shape here.
All right. I'll call Capito and get some advice.
Let's get into the game.
Let's get into the game. All right.
Bailey Falter gets to start tonight. I've been more than a little bit critical of Bailey Falter here over the course of my lifetime. I won't even say this year. Over the course of my lifetime, we'll use that. Which in Doug's case is 60 years, in my case is 30 years.
Jeez. 30 years ago, Pirate baseball was bad. So, hey,
I'm the
things
cursed.
are not changing, right?
For the record, I might be the curse here, Doug. I was born in September of '93. I have
Greg
not.
Brown.
It took
Greg Brown's first year of broadcasting was 93.
Yeah, but like he's positive, I'm not, so let's blame me.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I got married in 93.
Oh,
so
and
just for the record, let's see, I have not been married in this century, so let you know how that worked out.
So Bailey Falter gets started on the mound tonight. I've been a little more than critical on him. Truthfully, I don't think he was bad today at all. I think a lot of bad luck from him. I think today was maybe one of like his more middling starts. I think there's been times where he's looked, at least results wise, a lot better than they showed today.
Yeah.
I thought pit of what he showed today, I thought he should have been able to get through probably 6, give up maybe 2, 3 earned runs, give you a quality start. Just one of those days with him on the mound where I don't know that the luck really fell in his favor.
No, it was a grind for him. You know, he just couldn't get that efficient out, right? I mean, 4 innings, 82 pitches. You know, he could have gone another inning, I suppose. But I mean, you saw him coming off the mound. He looked just wiped out after, you know, it's hot, humid in St. Louis. It wasn't a great start. He was by no means terrible. He was very fifth starter-y. You know, it's just, you know, this starting rotation has been phenomenal. And my only real complaint with it is that they all throw too many pitches. We're getting 5 innings when we need 6, and we're getting 6 when we could use 7, that sort of thing. You know, again, he wasn't awful. And this game falls on the offense. I mean, they were terrible. So,
yeah, they were bad. But really, the last 2 starts from Falter, I think we saw 6 strikeouts last time, 5 this time. Not really a strikeout guy.
no.
But we're also seeing the runs start to pile up on him a little bit. Like we hadn't seen when the strikeouts weren't there.
Right. We were due for a little regression, or he was due, right? I mean, you've been saying it
more than
you were
due
saying
for
it.
regression.
Yeah, right. I mean, you were saying it when he was at his apex, and I mean, it's true. Again, I don't put a lot of this on him. He wasn't efficient, and you know, you just can't go 3 and 2. You can't have, you know, lead off the game with 9 pitch and ending up in a walk, that sort of thing. You got to get people out. You got to get them out faster. Ray Searage, Ray Miller,
I know, but even then, like 82 in 4 innings, you get through 5 there. Like,
I mean, again, right? If you throw out there the 5th inning, and if he had one of those lucky, 10 pitch inning type things, and it's like you can throw him out there one more, and now suddenly you've got 6 innings. I mean.
And when I'm the one saying that, like, I don't think Bailey Falter was a problem today, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's different. That's unusual because he's usually your, hot button issue with each start. So.
No, I mean, really, these last 2 starts from him, we're seeing the swings and misses coming around a little bit. We're just water's finding its level with him, I think.
Right.
And today is a tough outing where it felt like at one point he was giving up runs without letting a ball get to the outfield.
Yeah.
And I think that actually did happen at one point today. I can't point out exactly where it did, but
no, I think you're right. But I mean, again, when you walk a couple guys, you give up these infield singles, they bloop stuff in, and we sort of, it's easy for us to make excuses. He had bad luck. He gave up soft contact. Well, you got to get outs. I don't care. I'm getting a little bored with the, they only hit that 85 miles an hour. Yeah, but it was an 85 mile an hour hit versus the 115 mile an hour out. I mean, so like these are great informative stats, but we have to remember what the results are, what results they lead to, and his results tonight were, lots of pitches and lots of 3-2, and but again, his starter. I sure don't put this game on him. He, one of our favorite refrains here in NS9, he pitched well enough to win, or at least well enough to keep us in the game. Right.
He did, and Jim brings up here, like, he gave up 3 runs in 4 innings, and I'm out here talking about, like, that I wasn't that disappointed in him. Still, you give up 3 runs in 4 innings. That's not doing enough. Like,
Right.
plain and simple, that's not being good enough.
No,
And
you
I
have to be
do
better.
think that if we look at Bailey Falter over the course of the season, I don't think he's been as bad as he's been these last 2 starts, but I don't think he's good enough to be in a major league rotation. I think at the end of this year, we're gonna look back and go, thank God we got what we did out of him because that guy stinks.
Right. Yeah, I mean, come on. None of us wanted him on the team. He had that terrible first inning, then was great for a month, I guess. And now he's, like I said, he's coming back. Like I said, water's finding its level. And
It is.
but as a fifth starter or a fourth starter, he's been. Yeah, you have to be pleased with
You
what you
do.
gave up to get him, what you're paying. But you're right. Next year, I hope he's not in the rotation. I won't be
No.
mad. I won't be mad if he is a middleman spot starter, opener type guy on the team. He's certainly with that extension. If he's getting that extension and things are working, he can give you an effective 5 innings every now and then. So,
Yeah, truthfully, I do think that if we're talking about Bailey Falter in 2 months, we're gonna be talking about a guy with a 4.5 ERA that we are begging to get the hell out of this rotation, and just thanking God that we got 2 useful months out of him.
maybe. Hopefully, you're wrong. I don't
I
think so,
hope
but
I'm wrong,
hopefully you're
but
wrong.
I just
Right,
I
right.
just I don't see it with this guy. I don't see it with him. I think if you get
No,
through, and also Jim brings up a good point here. The Cardinals stink against lefties, and this
right.
guy just could not get enough outs here.
I'm stunned at how bad their lineup is. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
their two best players, right? They are definitely on the downslope. They're closer to my age than they are. Right? They're not at their peak anymore.
let's just say they're
Not the
closer
prime.
to you than they are 0.
Yeah, exactly. Right. They're not in their prime anymore. Right. They're still good and useful players, and they've got all that veteran moxie, and they make all the smart and solid plays, but they're not as good at the plate as they once were. So yeah, they're not. I mean, God, they don't. Their stats come up as they come to bat. It's like, oh my God, he could bat fifth in our lineup. Oh, he'd fit right in. It's a catcher with a 435 OPS. It's that sort of thing. So. Yeah, they're not a very good team, and
No,
it's
they were
you
better
want to
than the Pirates
exploit
today,
that,
though.
right? Yeah, they're better than us today, and but you do want to. I mean, again, these are games you have to win. You got to beat the Cardinals. You got to beat the teams in your division, and you play them less now, so it's even more important. You can't give away games like,
No,
and I'm not saying that we sort of gave away this game, but
I
you're
mean
not
it was.
play,
They didn't play like it was winnable whatsoever.
right. I mean,
This
it
game
was
was out of reach
frequently.
pretty early.
Right, but frequently, like the situation was, heart of our order coming up with guys on and nobody out, and we didn't, strike out. You know, just not the lineup stinks, man. We
Yeah,
can't hit. We can't even make good outs. Again, we had second and third, no outs to start the game. A, a, a,
yeah.
a decent pop up would have got a run in. I mean, come on, you got to second and third with nobody out. You have to come away with a run, right? And especially when you've got 3, 4, and 5. This wasn't 7, 8, 9. This was, and I would expect you to score with 7, 8, 9, but this was, Connor, Joe, Cruz, and Brian Hayes, and you just 3 strikeouts. We got those first 2 guys on, and then the next 9 or 10 guys set right back down. So just not.
Yeah. So let's just go ahead and get into this hitting here today. Good Lord, this is going to be a crap show. So Andrew McCutcheon leads the game off with a walk. Reynolds doubles. You got second and third. It goes back again to what we just keep talking about. Situationally, this team cannot get the job done. They have no idea what they're doing in big spots or with runners in scoring position. If there are less than 2 outs and a runner on third, I don't know how hard this has to be. This is taught at a little league level. You do whatever you have to do to score a run. You put a baseball in play. You score a gosh darn run. Connor Joe strikes out.
Right.
O'Neal Cruz strikes out. Brian Hayes strikes out. Freaking pathetic.
None of them were competitive at bats either. It wasn't. I mean, they looked like they had no idea what to do with that wooden thing in their hands. It was just, And again, these are, I know. If the argument for Cruz that we've had amongst ourselves, and hey, I mean, Connor Joe's the only one that's been a decent, consistent hitter, and he's not. He's slumping now. He's 2 for 23 or something like that. So,
because you're begging Connor Joe to be the third best hitter on this damn team, and he's not. He's
right. That's what I'm saying.
He's not capable of it.
No, Connor Joe is not a number 3 hitter. He's not. I love what he's done all year long. He should be batting 6th or somewhere like that.
Against
Brian Hayes should be batting 8th.
Yeah. We're gonna get to him.
Yeah.
We're getting to him. Don't worry.
A subject in and of itself.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. We're getting to that way. And so that happens early in the game here. 3 straight strikeouts, runners on second and third. Pathetic. And we can sit here and rip Andy Haynes up and down all day. We're in June, man. Yeah, this is stuff. Just you have to know how to do this. This is right. Truthfully, I don't know another way to put it other than the fact that you have guys playing selfish baseball.
Right.
That's selfish baseball when you're striking out like that, because you're looking to pull a ball at that point when you should on no planet be looking to pull a baseball. Right. You put the ball on the right side of the field, you're giving yourself up, and you are scoring a run. That's it. Plain and simple. I don't care. It's the first inning. You're not trying to hit a 3-run home run. Put the ball on the right side of the infield and you score a run, or you lift the baseball in the air and you score a run. You do not strike out. Don't be selfish. This team is selfish sometimes.
Yeah. It's again, I mean, productive outs. That's all we're asking. We're asking for you to make an out here, right? I mean, but in a specific way. We're not asking for. I'm not expecting a 3-run homer. Just move the guys along. I was a little upset that Rebello didn't send McCutchen. And I'm like, well, second, because I'm afraid of second and third with nobody out on this team, right? I was like, we might need to be a little more aggressive on the base pass.
I get that, but at first inning, it's like,
No, I know, right? Like again, in normal team and normal situation, of course you hold them up. You've got second and third with nobody out, with 3, 4, and 5 coming up. That's a recipe for a big inning for most teams, right? You should score. Really, you should score at least 2 runs in that inning. But I'm not greedy.
You at least you have to get one.
You have to get one, right? You have to get one. You've got 2 chances where an out will score a run with your 3rd and 4th hitters coming out.
Yeah, thank you. Like, that's the other thing. And I'm probably just skimming over that part. It's your 1 and 2 hitter that on second and third. You got 3, 4, 5 coming up.
Yeah, right. This is not This isn't 1989, or whatever, 3 years ago, where the pitcher was hitting, and you're like, oh crap, we've got 7, 8, 9, and it's a pitcher. We got to do something here. No. And these are, 2 of the guys in particular you were counting on to be the offensive leaders of this team. Connor Joe, anything we get from him is it's icing on my birthday cake, right? But Cruz and Hayes, come on, it's well past him. And I know that Cruz has his moments, and I know that, you look at that first full year, blah, 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 the number's good. But a lot of the problem with this team is they're very streaky. We get 2 great weeks. It's not as drastic as it is with Jack Sawinski, but, Cruz goes 3 or 4 weeks not being a very good hitter, and then he, lights it up for 2 weeks, and it's really good numbers. And Hayes, again, I don't need. I'll let you get to Hayes a little,
so I think
later.
you live with Cruz being streaky because that's who
Right.
O'Neal Cruz is going to be, and he has the
Right.
potential to just carry an offense if he needs to. Got Brian Hayes and Connor Joe there. You can't do that. Like, you are guys that you have to rely on to just put a baseball and play, man. And it's just not like, I'm not trying to hammer on today in general, but it's a common denominator with this team.
Yeah, it's
There,
several times a week. It's an issue, right?
I actually probably need to look into how many times this team doesn't score a run with the runner on third and less than 2 outs. Because I would bet they're bottom 5 in the league on it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, I constantly get reminded how bad, like all the stuff that frustrates us, I see with other teams, but not this. I mean, we don't get out of very many situations with second and third, nobody out that, we dance from once in a while, but generally, because that's, a decent, an average hitter will try to slap that ball over, the second baseman's head, or try to, drive something to the outfield. Will not just, uppercut swing for the fences type thing. It's like, hey, it's Sonny Gray. He was second in the Cy Young, award last year. He's a really good pitcher, and you've got him on the ropes in the first inning.
And
you want to make him work. You want to, and they set it up perfectly for you. Second, third, no outs.
Exactly. And
Heart of the lineup.
CL brings up a good point. The Cardinals are giving you a run.
Yeah.
You just put a baseball in play.
Right.
In play. You score a run.
A hard smash to shortstop, and they were going to throw to first, right? Or they were going to
hit a weak freaking dribbler.
Yeah. That's saying they were just wanting to get him out there. That's all they were wanting to do.
That's all they wanted, and all you do is put a baseball in play. And again, it just goes back. Do your job. Do a job here. That's it. Do a job. Be productive. You have 27 outs in a game. Do something with those 27 outs to score runs. I'm going to get down a Moneyball rabbit hole here, but we've gotten so far into this little rabbit hole where everybody thinks that it's a 3-run home run or bust. Put a baseball in play, score runs, win baseball games. Simple. It's not much more difficult than that.
No, and like you said, it's one of the very first things you're taught in baseball, right? Yeah, I mean, you're taught it in Little League. You're certainly taught it in high school. I mean, golly, my high school coach was, he wasn't a great coach. He didn't know a lot, but he sure knew. Like, he had all those little, come on, we got to get that run in type, things. He didn't maybe necessarily know how to tell you how to adjust your swing, but he knew if you had second, third, your job was to get the run in, right? And striking out was the last thing you could do.
But the amount of times in those 3 months that I am coaching that I yell, do a job. Right. And we are talking about this at a major league level. And we've been talking about it for 2 months now, where it's not even like we're beating a dead horse here because, that it's not that we're beating a dead horse and that this team is actually doing it at an average pace. I don't think they're doing it at an average pace. I think they're terrible at it. I think we see a bunch of selfish at-bats with a bunch of guys that want to be a hero and play hero ball. I don't see true fundamental baseball from this team, and I haven't seen it since the first 2 weeks of this year.
Right. No, it's the big frustration with these guys. Hayes and Cruz came up in our minor league system, right? And they didn't learn it there. And that doesn't all go to Ben Sherrington because they were here before that. That doesn't all, but I mean, it's just this team. You can't have a bottom 5 payroll and then be the worst at all the fundamental stuff too. I mean, there's just, you know what I'm saying? You have to be, good at some of this stuff. You have to be better than the other teams at some of this stuff. And the Pirates are not, and it doesn't seem like there's any kind of change there. I don't know
what are we doing here, Doug?
Are you okay? There you go.
That's actually not a bad number.
That's not as bad as it's not as bad as I
feels much worse.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it seems bad because again, it's
Lord,
Cruz and Hayes, and
I'm gonna let you click the button.
I'm not clicking. I'm hands free.
All right, I'll click it. Yeah, I'll have to dig more into that number. You know what? You talked about Cabrian Hayes there for a second. Let's just talk about Cabrian Hayes. I was very, very excited coming into this year about Cabrian Hayes. I thought maybe we had unlocked something with him where he could become that. Truthfully, I thought if Cabrian Hayes could continue what he built on last year at the end of the year, we could be talking about someone close to MVP caliber.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the year, we could be looking at Cabrian Hayes and saying, he's a 6-win player. How's he not in the conversation?
Right.
He is a freaking joke at the plate. A joke. He's pathetic. He shouldn't be hitting above 8. He's terrible.
No. Yeah, the only person that you could bat him ahead of is Henry Davis, right? You can sort of justify maybe Rowdy Tellez until the past week. He's just it's not competitive at bats. He looks awful.
He's terrible.
And I
320 slugging percentage. He's terrible.
Yeah. I don't like he doesn't show a lot of emotion, and I don't like to judge. He could be as fiery as anybody. But it just seems it's bad optics just to never look too frustrated. Never, given how frustrating you're playing and how frustrating your at bats are. So I mean, and his defense has not been as good this year.
It
just hasn't. He's still phenomenal. I mean, I don't, but has been as good.
It's been more eye test noticeable that there's been spots where how the hell did he not make that play? It's plays that you see him make every day over the last 3 years. He's not making right now.
Right.
And
it was stuff, we've always complimented, he's made the spectacular look passe. And now suddenly, he's not even made. It's just plays that used to look so easy that he made that you just, as soon as the guy hit his way, that's no problem. Sliding under, under his glove and just off his glove and that sort of thing. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So he has been bad defensively. Well, not bad, but
not bad. Bad for him.
Good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This is a terrible. He's having a terrible season, and somehow he's in the heart of in the heart of the order every day.
Yeah. Can we talk about that real quick? On what planet does Cabrian Hayes hit above Nick Gonzalez at this point?
Yeah. None that I'm filling out the lineup card. Right. I mean, I get I get Nick's been up for 6 weeks now. Or is it? No, it's not even that, right? It was May 10th.
Yeah.
May 10th, and now we're June 12th, whatever. So he's got a month up. And so I get you want him to get secure and comfortable and confident and all that sort of thing. You don't want to put too much on him. He seems like he's looking pretty confident. Right? I don't think moving him up one spot in the lineup, let him hit 5th instead of 6th, is going to change his approach too much. It seems like he has a plan when he gets up there, and he seems to be executing that plan. There's just no way. I mean, I'd have him batting 3rd now, honest with you.
I wouldn't hate that.
But I mean, right. I'm good with 4th. I'm good. I mean, whatever. But
I'm good moving 5.
A long time. Yeah.
Top 5. He's got to be in your top 5.
Yeah. He's got to be ahead of Brian Hayes.
Yeah.
Right? And at this point, again, Connor Joe's just because he's scuffling, let him, and he'll get back on track. But we need to bunch our very few good hitters together as much as possible. We don't have many, so and it doesn't seem like we're going to change that anytime soon. So
yeah, I'm at the point with Nick Gonzalez. I love everything I've seen out of him to this point. You said that we're a month into this thing, and also you're letting Nick Gonzalez feel it out, get comfortable, get confident. Maybe that's what you need to do with Cabrian Hayes is move him down the order. Let him just not have pressure of whoever's in front of him being on base and killing every single inning he's in, because he's always got runners on, and it's always just a double play or him just slapping a ball the other way that goes nowhere. It's been atrocious from him. Move him down 7-8. Let him feel it out a little bit. If it doesn't work out, at the end of the day, you still have we talked about the defense. You still have a good defensive player there. That's probably a 2 to 3 win player that you live with being an 8-9, 7-8-9 hitter. Problem is that the Pirates don't have that many guys put in front of him.
No,
he's good for any other team but the Pirates.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if Brian Hayes is on any other team, he's batting 7th or 8th, and you're like, hey man, he's this, Gold Glove defender, and not too shabby as a number 8 hitter. He has his moments. He gets on some streaks. But here, I mean, again, we're counting on significant, contribution from him, and it's not even scratching the surface of that, right? Yeah. And again, and foolish on us to keep thinking it's going to come. If it does,
it's been long enough.
You shouldn't be playing it on. Yeah, right. We're into year. What is it? I mean, he came up in 2020 for crying out loud. So
we're in our 4th year.
So, yeah, it's we've been patient enough. I think we've seen what he is. He's a nice, an elite defensive player.
And
that'll have moments with the bat. We'll have moments.
And if he picks it up and gets on a hot streak, then you move him up. But don't keep hitting him on the top half of your order and rely on this fella. It's not working.
You're giving pitchers, right? You're giving pitchers easy outs. Like I say, we get a couple guys on base, and don't worry.
For God's sake, it's like hitting Ty Tom that early in the order again.
Exactly. It's like all I have to do is get past Reynolds, and then I can navigate the next 3 or 4 guys until I get to Nick Gonzalez. So I mean, yeah.
All right, let's wrap this thing up with the bullpen here. I just want to talk about Kyle Nicholas, really. Carmen Mlodzinski looked good today. I think he's looked good his last couple outings. The slider seems to be coming around, but really, Kyle Nicholas looked dynamite today.
It looked like an entirely different pitcher, right?
He called it.
Yeah. Man. Robbie, we missed
awesome
today. Yeah, I mean, come on, he struck out 5 out of 6.
He looked awesome.
Right. Yeah,
it's a shame because I'm afraid that if I feel like he's a guy you should probably give up on soon because they give up guys left and right. And I felt like the last few times he should be on that chopping block, but I'm also worried that he's going to be a Robert Stevenson because you see the stuff with him.
Oh yeah.
But when he throws strikes, it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, his stuff is nasty if he knows where the ball's going, which he doesn't seem to most of the time. But man, I mean, again, when we all, get here in the chat and we're screaming, why is Nicholas on this team? Think back to this start. This is why. This is what they see. This is what they're trying to cultivate. They're not very good at doing that. So yeah, if we let him go and Tampa Bay picks him up, yeah, he's getting a $50 million contract next year.
That's what it feels like. If they give up on him, this guy's going to be awesome. I don't want to let him go, but Jim mentions in here, sending him down. There were a lot of parts and guys they gave up on that I thought Nicholas should have went down over. But you see the things he did today, and it's like, man, there's something there.
It's there. It is there.
And also a Northeast Ohio guy.
Well, and like I said, I mean, Charrington has only sent out, half a dozen guys that have gone somewhere else and we're good. He's like, oh God, I can't do this again. I can't, this can't happen again. This can't. I trade for him, and no. And then can't get anything out of him and then send him off and he's right. And then everybody wants him. And it takes a week. They don't have to. They don't send him to the minors. They put him right into the the 8th inning. And it's like, oh yeah, the pitching coach said, hey, maybe move over a 1/4 of an inch on the rubber, and boom, that solved everything.
Or if you're in the Rays cases, hey, do me a favor, throw the ball down the middle.
Yeah.
And then they're electric.
Yeah. Just throw it right at there. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, just
Oh, I never.
in the
No,
middle of the plate.
yeah, they never told me that in Pittsburgh. Okay. Throw strikes.
Oh,
I get
man.
it. Yeah.
All right, Doug, you ready to get out of here? It's your birthday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and skedaddle. At the end of the day, you got your guy tomorrow. Mitch Keller on the bump tomorrow. If I remember
We need
correctly.
him.
It is Mitch Keller,
Yeah,
right?
I think
I'm
so.
not crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, we need what he's been doing, the month of May and June. And we need 7 innings, right? We need 7 innings out of him.
They need some out of him.
Against that lineup, I feel very confident that he's going to have a great outing.
Hey, just continue to take 2 or 3. You're in good shape. Just take 2 or 3. The
Win
rest,
series.
2 or 3.
Win series.
Keep
Get you 90
winning
wins
series.
every year. Right.
Doug, let's get out of here. It's your birthday.
Yeah. Thank you for all the birthday greetings. And,
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little pathetic for mentioning it, trying to get a little love. But
No, you
I'm 60,
deserve
right out
all
loud.
the love.
Started my 7th decade on this rock. Yeah.
60.
Yeah, I know. Freaking old. Golly.
You're
probably going to just take me out back and shoot me tomorrow. So.
No, you got to make it to June 22nd. Speaking of which, before we get out of here, make sure to join us in the tailgate. Doug.
Tailgate, and then I'm there. I am coming for the tailgate, and of course, and then we're going to be doing the post game from Primanti Brothers. Come on.
Sure. And I get to meet Doug for the first time.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's my birthday present right there. Getting to meet Tyler. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's more of my birthday present because meeting me is worth nothing.
Oh, I'm excited. I've been a Tyler guy since my first episode of North Shore 9. So
can't wait to meet Doug. All right, let's get out of here. Pirates dropped this one. Let's pick up one
back tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow talking about
afternoon games.
Thanks, guys.
We're out of here. Make sure to wish Doug a happy birthday and a belated happy birthday tomorrow when you're listening to this.
Yeah, that's right.
What's your ad on Twitter again there, Doug?
What is it? At Douglas 12/8/21, I think.
I know you got numbers in there. I can't remember them all.
It's Terry Bradshaw, Willie Stargell, Roberto Clemente in some order.
There we go. All right, let's get out of here. Love that. Make sure to wish Doug a happy birthday. We're out of here. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.